Welcome, everybody, to Zeta Global Radio. Oh, have I been waiting for this show to come back on, because I recently, as you know, got to spend some time here with the incredible, the bubbly, can you say bubbly? I think you can say bubbly, the effervescent, forever young pioneer. He has so many titles, it doesn't matter, because they're all saying that the man is stupendous. And of course, you know that because he was already here. I am welcoming back to the show James Wallace.
Thank you.
The last show, we weren't even able to give justice to your many decades of the work you've done for in a million different ways. And of course, now you're speaking up in a way that's so beautiful, aligning people to their own success by having sustained abilities. And of course, you did that many years ago with the Voyager Deck. So you've been doing a lot of things in between and making big differences here and in Europe and Asia. So that's my quick little recap for those of you who are just getting reacquainted and have never known the name James Wallace. And of course, you can add anything you'd like to that.
Lainie, it is funny. I mean, Voyager's been out, as you know, a long 35 years, and it's pretty iconic and sold a lot. But people don't know my name, and I think it's because when I came out with Voyager, I was heavy into my Buddhist phase. So it was not about ego. And, you know, there were a lot of decks named after people, and boy, did that strike me as not for me. I cannot going to go with my name on this deck at all. You know, it's beyond my ego, because I was channeling. And a lot of times people would say, well, who or what were you channeling? And I said, hey, I was channeling 88. I was 88.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to put that on as who authored this deck as well. 88 did it, you know. But, you know, it's so funny these days. 88. So I have a hat. I mean, I work in Japan so a lot. And so I did this talk a couple months ago. And I just mentioned briefly I was channeling 88 because there's 88 galaxies in the night sky here for us, Earth. 88 galaxies. I thought that was propitious. So sure, it feels right. I like it. But then, so I put it on my Facebook or somewhere, and immediately I got kind of slammed for it because 88 is a sacred number to these neo-Nazi groups.
What?
Because the H is the eighth letter, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, yeah, I guess 8. And their mantra of I mean, I shouldn't even say this, but it was Heil Hitler. So it's H8, that's 88.
Oh, wow.
I had no clue about that. So some people said, well, I shouldn't use 88. Well, I said, forget it, dude. We're gonna capitulate to this kind of group. Come on, get over it.
Exactly.
We're talking about the cosmos. I think it's a little bit more powerful than some dead leader from way back who was, you know, one of the worst, obviously, in the history of humankind.
I use 888 for everything. 88, not so much. 888. I usually do it in triples, but 888 is for me infinite. And of course, we can go on and on about what 888 is. And it's particularly, that's such a number of abundance in the Asian cultures.
Totally. I mean, they pay fortunes for 8 in their driver's license or phone number or the business number, you know, all of that stuff. And that, maybe that's one of the reasons I work a lot in Asia, is people are kind of heavy believers, you know, in this kind of work. I mean, the I Ching Oracle came out way a long time ago in China, you know, and so, you know, and I've had a lot of experience in Japan and Asia and China, all that. I mean, I was there early in my life. One thing, you know, maybe, Lainie, you should know that the deck maybe mostly I'm known for is Voyager Tarot, because people ask me, why Voyager? I said, because I'm a Voyager. You know?
Were you a Voyager growing up, or you came into being a Voyager?
I grew up. Well, my father was a pilot for Pan American Airways, so he's kind of a Voyager. And then go back to living in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, to Europe, and then Long Island, and Silicon Valley. And I was in Tokyo the first time in 1962. And so I'm talking to all these people in Japan, and I was in Japan before they were even born, a lot of these people, you know. And so voyaging and voyagering has been my mantra actually is explore, voyage, discover, and become. Because my philosophy, psychology of oracles is be your own oracle. It's not enough to just know it, which is good for insight and all that, but be these cards. I mean, be the lesson,
Right.
be the insight, and then you grow, you evolve, you become all that you're meant to be.
Well, were you? I mean, a couple questions. One is when you said, "I'm gonna create a tarot deck." I mean, was that your intention, or you were a photo montage phenomenon and said, "I'm gonna just make this amalgam of magic come together, but I'm going to do it in the form of a tarot"? I mean, did you have prior tarot experience, or did you hang around the local metaphysical bookstore, or so? How did that come into being? Because obviously, it's become such a phenomenon, and I think, and so I'm sure many people are wondering, like, how did it all come about?
Yeah. No, I mean, I learned tarot after I quit my professorship at the University of Political Science and went to India and all of that and got into meditation. I got on the spiritual path. But then I had a reading. This is 1977. And so I took classes in the tarot, and I just started doing professional readings and teaching it. And so I was doing it for several years till 1981, when I was really getting bored with the old tarot. And isn't my symbolism. I just don't like all these swords and blood and all this kind of kings. I just don't like this stuff. I love the process, the tool of the tarot, of the mystic aspect of it.
Same.
And I love the holistic aspect of it, the four suits of mind, heart, body, and spirit. I love this. It's such powerful psychology, but using old symbols. This is the 21st century almost. Let's wake up. And so I said one day, God, someday I'd really like to make a deck, And so about a week later, under the influence, I was under the influence of maybe the strongest drug of all, which is caffeine. Have you ever seen spiders on different drugs and the webs they weave on different drugs? And they put them on LSD and cocaine and all this stuff. By far, caffeine makes it the worst screwed up web ever.
Oh, my God. That is so funny.
I know. So here I am in a kitchen with a neighbor of mine under the influence of caffeine. And I say, Ken, let's make the magician out of nowhere. And he said, who's that? What that? And he's my artist friend. He was a hands-on artist. And I said, the magician is blah, blah, blah. So I went ahead and stole magazines or whatever and got all the images and took them from my garage to his garage. And that's the way we started making them. Turned on some rock and roll and told him what the magician was about and this is what he could do. And 4 years later, we had the Voyager deck. So it wasn't a pre-planned thing, but I knew a lot. I'd written a book called New Age Tarot about the faux deck, the Crowley deck. And I did another book called The Wheel of Tarot, A New Revolution with Angeles Arian. I mean, I was into the tarot. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But I said, let's make it a 21st century tool. Come on, let's get up to date. That was my thinking.
I have to tell you, my husband said, well, why are you so enthralled with this deck? I said, well, I can't explain it to you, but, it's kind of like a Timothy Leary deck. And I'm like, if I ever tell that to James himself, and here I am on air telling you that it was like this whole, like, expanse of, like, woo. And to this day, obviously, it still touches people in whatever way it touches them and continues to. So bravo, bravo, bravo.
Thank you. But it's funny, being a Voyager that I am, most of the art, and it's an art history treasury, Voyager deck. I mean, if you want to see great art from around the world over the ages, Voyager is a museum, basically, because I've basically seen all this stuff. I mean, I've been so fortunate to see all this great art in Africa, in Asia, everywhere, and I threw it into the Voyager because I believe in it. But it makes Voyager a truly universal, rich, multicultural, multiracial, multi-ethnic roadmap of life. It's a life map. So the cards give us the roadmap of how to live and live whole and powerful and purposeful and passionate and playful and all those. I call it the P test. How to live this imagery, be your own oracle, and it's so inclusive. It's so male and female. It's so natural and so artificial in a sense of mechanical. It's so ancient and so futuristic. And that, to me, is the ultimate thing, is diversity within inclusiveness. And that's what you get with Voyager.
And are you surprised that people from all cultures? Like, I guess not, because you made it so inclusive as you just noted, but you said particularly like the Asian culture and the European culture. Are there certain cultures that just, they get you, or everybody gets you, or nobody gets you? As long as you get you, that's all that matters, really, right?
Is there another answer to that? Like none of the above or all of
However you answer it, I'm sure it's going to be the best one.
Well, I don't really know the answer to that. I mean, but, for example, I work in Japan now 4 times a year for 2 or 3 weeks each time. And I said, why, what's up with Japanese? Why do they like this stuff? And so one day I counted up the number of actual Japanese symbols, and I think in the deck, and I have like 30 or something like that, out of 78 cards. I mean, that's a lot of Asian stuff, but that's not including the Chinese imagery or the imagery of India and all the rest. So I just think that it's a deck whose time has come somehow, but it's been a long time, I'll tell you that.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to bring you current listeners to some of the newer works that James has worked on that are so successful and sustainable. And of course, we mentioned that earlier on his last interview, but we're going to touch a little bit deeper into his latest deck. You're listening to Zeta Global Radio. We will be back in a moment. Muscle Tuners International Incorporated presents the Energy Boost Self-Care Specialist Program. Become one today and facilitate others to use self-care techniques for energy, vitality, and resilience. Feel the body electric and experience more strength, flexibility, and mobility after a daily routine of these amazing techniques. They are easy to do and as important as exercise, drinking clean water, eating nourishing foods, and sleep. For more information and to register for this online and in-person program, go to muscletuners.fit. Please note there is limited seating for their first in-person seminar in Fort Myers, Florida on April 13th. Be one of the first Energy Boost self-care specialists in Florida today. Reserve your seat now at muscletuners.fit. Holistic Radiance Day Spa, formerly Trice Massage Therapy and Skincare, welcomes you to their new location in the heart of downtown Cape Coral, Florida. Specializing in massage therapy, including deep tissue, Swedish, trigger point, and lymphatic drainage, to facials of all kinds, incorporating avant-garde technologies for every skin type. All of their skin and nail care products and services are natural and support the optimum in self-care wellness. Be part of their special Holistic Radiance Day Spa membership club, filled with special offers, discounts, and member-only services. Right now, ZGR listeners has a special offer for you. Enjoy a buy 1 month, get the next one free by visiting their website at holisticradiancefl.com or their Facebook page at Holistic Radiance Day Spa. It's time to be conscious and caring about your own personal wellness. Visit Holistic Radiance Day Spa today for a pampered treatment and to truly become the radiant being your body has been waiting for. Ready to see what's in the cards for you? It's a new year and new goals are being set. Yet what is the roadmap to get them met, realized, and brought to fruition? Hi, it's Lainie Sevante Wulkan here, and when I'm not hosting ZGR, I'm working with clients worldwide to bring better harmony, clarity, and purpose. I show you a mirror of what your soul already knows but is waiting to bring forward for healing, transformation, and truly a jump on the next phase of your life. I'm a certified 5th tarot reader, certified theta healer, and I come from a very long lineage of intuitives in my family. My new readers and healing studio is located in downtown Cape Coral, Florida, yet I work with people worldwide doing phone and online Zoom readings. Wherever you are, I could support you. When you are called to the cards, let me support you further with a very insightful look at what fabulous events life has in store for you. After all, the cards don't lie, so let's see what magic is waiting for you. To book a session today, please visit my Intuitive Wisdom Facebook page for more info. Intuitive is spelled I-N, the number 2, WITIVE, the word wisdom, Intuitive Wisdom on Facebook. Thanks so much. I look forward to reading for you soon.
Theta healing is an energy modality that targets not only physical health issues, but also the underlying thoughts and emotions. It clears emotional roadblocks to bring us to full health and happiness. With an extensive background as a psychotherapist, spiritual coach, and Theta healing practitioner, Patty Wilson brings great empathy and insight to both her individual clients and the students she teaches to become certified Theta healing practitioners. Right now, as a special offer exclusive to ZGR listeners, Patty is offering a reduced price of $120 a session for both telephone and in-person appointments for new clients only. That's going to run through January 31st, 2019. If you are ready to learn more about how Theta healing can help you or your clients, please visit www.spiritualcoaching.ca or email spiritualcoach@hotmail.com today.
Okay, so welcome back to everybody to James Wallace, who's here with us, telling us all about his wonderful career, really, in a variety of ways. But, of course, today we're talking a little bit more emphasis on his tarot decks, although he does many different things, as you've heard and know of him. And his latest deck, I'm so, of course, many of you know our work here with Music to Heal the Earth. A very important passion of ours is to recognize ourselves as the elements, to understand planetary mindfulness. And then I read the latest deck and book. And, of course, I've had the pleasure of reading his book. And so let's talk about what you're doing now with how to be successful in this new realm, in this new book and deck that you are sharing with the world.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Lainie. This deck is called Sustain Yourself Cards. And then I have a new book out called Sustainable Life, The New Success. And I'm really on this whole path, a nature path, a green wisdom path that nature knows how. And nature knows really how. Not only to be successful in business in terms of the production and exchange of goods and services, which nature does, and relationships and all these amazing ecologies, but nature knows how to renew itself again and again. It does it for billions of years, you know. So I was around 60, 65, whatever. And, I started to think about my future, like, well, how much longer I'm going to live, and can I make enough money, and what am I going to do? And, those kind of, existential questions that we get. And so it was about being able to sustain. Well, simultaneously, I had been, because I'm a real intuitive, and I really follow my intuition, which has gotten me in trouble, but it's been the greatest voice I've ever followed. But I was making these little nature collages every holiday season, which I didn't have any work. So I'd make a bunch of nature cards, collages from, magazines and stuff. And I didn't really know what I was going to do with it. And then one day, this sustainability hit me like a ton of bricks or something like that. And I said, that's it. We're going to make this deck. It's 101 cards, nature cards, all based on how to keep on keeping on, how to renew and regenerate yourself, sustain yourself, following the principles of nature. And, a lot of people, though, I must tell you, Lainie, a lot of people, it's in an animal deck and da-da-da, and what does that have to do with us? And I said, you're so crazy. We are humanimals.
You're right.
People poo-poo it.
Exactly. It's insane. And by the way, on the backside of the Voyager deck, there's the DNA, which is, to the human eye, this pattern of the human DNA chromosome is the exact same for every living organism on the planet, including a plant, including a worm, whatever. I mean, we are one family. And when people don't want to, appreciate and value and respect our evolution, we've come from the plant world, from the animal world, you're not whole. You have missed out, and I think that's one of the great, great challenges and problems of the modern day is we are disconnected from nature, and that is not good. So I'm trying to address that issue. One of the most amazing things about nature, because I had to do a lot of study about ecology and all of that. I had to educate myself to, be not so stupid here.
Oh, right. Yeah. No,
yeah.
But yes.
So what's amazing about nature, and this is true of all of nature except for us human beings, except for us. In nature, every chromosome, every organism, every knows exactly who it is, what it is, and why it is. In other words, it knows what it's supposed to do. Everything in nature knows its purpose, its mission, its destiny in life, except for us humans, because we have choice. We have choice. And then, I don't know, maybe I should do that, and I don't know if I should do that. No, let me smoke this, and by the way, what about drinking that? And I got to do this, and now I've got that. We get lost in the possibilities of humanity, and then we don't live a very successful life. And there's some incredible, this has even shocked me, new studies that have come out about people who are really living with sense of purpose, life purpose, and people with purpose live a life that's 10 years longer on average than other people, let alone happier, let alone more successful. And I think that's just one of the lessons that I've gotten from studying nature. Now, of course, all these cards give us a bunch of other little pieces of information, but it's so just amazing to realize. One fact. Here's a fact for us: we're mostly bacteria, by the way. And people are like, oh, bacteria, oh no, oh yes, we are bacteria, and 90% of our cells are not even human. 90% of our cells are not natively human. So who the hell are we? Well, we've come from nature, from 1 billion years of evolution. So let's respect that and honor and bring that into our lives. Like, actually, I have a couple online decks, a Rooster deck and a Happy Dog deck. And I'm making some other in this Humanimal series of mine.
Humanimal? Oh my God. I love it.
Yeah, and what I get from, I try and be the cards, be your own oracle. So these are not just novelty decks, I think, the Rooster deck, because I do it with the year of the rooster, and then I did last year the year of the dog, and then I have some other, the year of the pig is coming forward now, and all of that. But be the pig, be the rooster. And what I've learned from the rooster is to be a lot more proactive and what I declare about myself and my work, because I'm usually pretty low-key, kind of Buddhistic, it's not really me and all that kind of stuff. But the rooster said, dude, shout it out. Come on, man, you've got a great product here, like a lot of us do, but we can't be so introverted, and all of that. We have to be a rooster here. Come on. Let people know
so
that doesn't exist, and you're a great rooster woman.
Thank you. And I totally receive of that for a couple reasons. One is I've had many other wonderful, iconic pioneers on my show. And they have said, even with their notoriety and their incredible works in the world, they still are not recognized in mainstream media. They're still kind of left of center. And this work is so important that everybody is touched in a way that they can have this content, this wisdom, this information. So I'm glad Zeta Global Radio could be one of those conduits, because that's definitely, my rooster calling, according to you, James. Thank you.
Yeah. Cock-a-doodle-doo. No, I was just going to say that a lot of the so-called New Age metaphysical stores and centers around the country are not there anymore. They don't exist, because they got run off because of Amazon or whatever. And so it's so good to have this psychology and philosophy of life that we're talking about, and we're living like a person like you, roosterizing it, keeping on going, getting it out there. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I'm totally aligned with you in the nature part of it. I teach an elements course, and the first thing I say to them is it's a 5-week course, and and each week is earth, and then air, and then fire, water, spirit. And I was like, we breathe, we're air. Our bones, we're earth. Our blood is our water, and our soul is our spirit. We are the elements. We are nature. So why do we feel that we are any different than the tree or the bird or the soil? So I'm so in alignment with you in that way, because it's critical. I just wanted to share that piece.
Well, thank you for that, and it is critical. And I'm going to pick a card for you right now, Lainie.
Are you? Oh, my goodness.
They're from the Green Wisdom cards, and I'm putting my hands over them, so you tell me when, and that's your card. I love that, transmission. Tell me when.
Okay. When?
Okay, right there. When, or stop. I love it. So in the Sustain Yourself deck, green cards, there's 5 suits of cards. There's the elements, and then the minerals, and then the plants, and then the animals, and then the early humans. It's the 5 basic classifications of Earth. And you got one of these animal cards called the ant. The ant. Oh, I love ants. They are so powerful.
Well, isn't that community? Or you tell me. You give me the reading.
Well, yeah, no. Well, number one is ants are incredibly powerful. And here you are, just a person talking to another person, but you're getting your voice heard all over the place. So you're magnifying your power. I don't know how many times the way an ant does in terms of their load. They can carry so many times more than their weight. So you're magnifying your energy many times by having this show and this program. It's amazing. But you're right. The ant is community, and the card is called collaboration. Collaboration.
Oh, my goodness.
Here. And
Thank
you're
you.
a major, are you the queen ant, or is there a queen ant? I don't know that the queen bee, but you are a collaborator.
I'm probably the queen ant.
I mean, in
well,
the
thank
world,
you.
This is a co-world. It's all about co-creating, cooperating, collaborating, communicating, and you're one of the forces creating that, because we're working together to get this word out there and the message that's out there. But we have to do it together. We have to do even for example, we're competitive. Like, there's a lot of people tarot decks or other decks, and I have one, and we're all competitive, let's say. Okay, but that's in the real world, it's co-opetition in the nature world, meaning, yes, ants compete with each other, ant tribes and hills and all animals compete, but they collaborate. They all cooperate. So we are in a cooperative world. We cooperate and we compete simultaneously, and that's what keeps it going here, and so you're a major ant force here. And I was once in Africa, and I was in the middle of Africa in the jungle in Zaire, the Congo, and all of a sudden somebody said, watch out. And so watch out, and I'm looking down the road, and I'm like, watch out for what? I don't see anything. We were in the Ituri forest where the pygmies are. It was so cute. And they love to dance, and they have little bows and arrows. They are fabulous. They are party animals, these pygmies. Let me just tell you that. But anyway, so I'm looking for pygmies or anything. Watch out, watch out. And finally I look down, and it's called the army ants, Siafu, which is the army ant. And it was a line like maybe 100 meters long of ants, like in formation, going to eat something, and hopefully not me. But boy, did I get out of the way. I mean, here they're tiny little critters, tiny thing. You barely see them, but you collaborate them, you put them together, and they are an army. They are a force, and that's what we have to realize about our lives.
Beautiful. And so it is. This is fantastic. Oh, my God. We can go on forever and ever. And I will absolutely love to have you back on the show another time to continue the journey as you continue yours. And do you offer retreats to some of these destinations unknown? Because I want to go on one. Stats.
Do you do them?
Oh, I do. If I can get somebody to help me organize them, I go everywhere and anywhere for these. I did 11 straight years in Hawaii on the Big Island near the volcano. Now that was incredible. I mean, if you want to know about the Tower card in the tarot, let's go to the volcano and watch the lava.
Right.
Let's be the cards. So, and I do certification workshops wherever I go. I'm a teacher. I'm more of a teacher educator than probably anything else, and I love it.
Well, I look forward to getting to know more of the different things that you offer. And then do you have a website you want to send people to learn more about your decks, your work, your classes, your certifications, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, basically, if you can navigate my website, good luck. It's always under construction, as you know.
Oh, I know. That's why it's good to have a Facebook page. Well, they could just go to. Can they just go on your Facebook page?
Yeah, but I don't always have all my schedule on Facebook. But on my website, James with a hyphen. Wanless, Wanless, JamesWanless.com. Mostly it's on there, and all my products and, all the stuff, books and everything. Yeah, it's there. Oh, God.
Terrific.
Well, thank you. Big hugs around you. Thank you for allowing this opportunity to exist, for you to be who you are, and to share in this empowering collaborative conversation we've had here and the last time you were on. So thank you, and thank you very much.
Well, Lainie, you have the power of the ant. You are small but mighty. Small but mighty. Keep on keeping on.
Oh, blessings. I will. That means a lot. Thank you to everybody who's listening here today. You take care, James, and everybody, we will talk to you, and you'll hear us next week. Take care.
Thank you.